He's a whirlwind in the ring.
Oh, look what he did already. Definitely not in Cruz control as he sends Magdaleno down to the canvas.
A short king who storms forward chasing glory.
Right uppercut, another right uppercut, and Magdaleno goes down and out. Mamma mia, what a start.
He's Issac Cruz.
There it is. One shot, and can Ramirez survive?
One of the fiercest lightweights in the world, nicknamed the Tiny Mike Tyson from Mexico.
And it's over. Pitbull crushes another opponent.
In this video, we dive into some of his most brutal and unforgettable career moments.
Right hook, down goes Gamble, end it, and this one is over.
So hit subscribe and let's go. We'll kick the video off with Cruz's demolition of Diego Magdaleno, the night of 31st October 2020, when Diego Magdaleno stepped in against Issac Cruz. Felt like a crossroads, with a veteran testing fate and a hungry young monster trying to kick down the door to stardom. Magdaleno came in with miles of experience, polished skills, and the kind of ring IQ you can only earn after facing world champions. He was the guy prospects had to beat if they wanted to prove they belonged with the elite. Across from him stood Issac Cruz, a young warrior still unknown to casual fans, but already carrying the energy of a wrecking ball. Insiders knew he had that dangerous blend of explosive power and non-stop pressure. There wasn't a title on the line that night, but something even more valuable was at stake. Magdaleno was fighting for relevance and pride, while Cruz was fighting for his introduction to the world. What happened next shocked the world.
Issac Cruz in the black and gold trunks, Diego Magdaleno red with silver trim, and boy, that name, Diego Fuego Magdaleno, rolls right off the tongue. He's hoping these punches will roll right off his body.
And this is exactly what we thought this match would be. Cruz throws 68 punches, and look what he did already.
Definitely not in Cruz control as he sends Magdaleno down to the canvas.
5, 6, 7.
The opening 30 seconds of the first round, Magdaleno goes down to the canvas for the 11th time in his career. And we have fistic fireworks to kick off this four-fight fiesta. It's all Issac Cruz. Right uppercut, another right uppercut, and Magdaleno goes down and out. Mamma mia, what a start! Magdaleno may be known as Tu Fuego, but it's Issac Cruz who is en fuego tonight.
You got him?
Only 22 years of age, records his 20th victory, is now 15-0-1 since his lone defeat.
Take a look at the first knockdown. This came so quick out of the gate. Magdaleno got to a place you don't want to be against Cruz on the ropes. Cruz is very good at mixing his attack to the body and the head. Normally he lands half his punches to the body. That was the beautiful uppercut that sent Magdaleno down. And you know, Magdaleno, as you pointed out, Mauro, has been down many times in his career. So you get the feeling still at this point, he could get himself back together and maybe still make things work. But, we take a look at it again, the first knockdown, and you'll see how it happened. Working from a good distance, Abner.
It was the first round. I think Diego got too comfortable. He said, you know what, I'm going to feel this punch. I'm going to take his punches and see what this kid has. But unfortunately, he had power and took Diego out.
Yeah, that was the first knockdown, and then here is where we'll see the end of the fight. The body work, and again, the uppercut of Cruz. You know, I thought Magdaleno's uppercut was going to be a weapon in this fight. Turned out Cruz's was much more effective, and he sent Magdaleno down, and that was that.
Well, that's a punch you throw right when you work the body, especially to the side. You make that opening out, and that's what he threw, the uppercut, and it was there. Beautiful punch.
Issac Cruz, known as Mini Mike Tyson, showcased that vicious uppercut. Hey, another Mini Mike Tyson, known for his vicious uppercuts, known for being a player here in the 135-pound division. That name, Gervonta Tank Davis, he headlines tonight against Leo Santa Cruz, but Issac Cruz adding his name to the mix. A lot of young guns at 135.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 53 seconds of round number 1. He is the winner by way of knockout. He is the winner of the IBF Lightweight World Title Eliminator, Issac Pitbull Cruz.
In just 53 seconds, Cruz dismantled one of the sport's respected veterans, and the sheer ease of it sent shockwaves through the lightweight division. With that win, there was only one place his career went next, and it was at the very top. After a few more wins, Cruz faced Gervonta Davis for the WBA lightweight title, stepping into a spotlight few fighters ever reach. Davis was already a global star, a man whose name alone could bring people in big numbers, and so the weight of expectation on both fighters was crushing. Cruz brought his trademark relentless energy and fearless attitude that had defined his rise, standing tall against one of the sport's most feared names. It was a moment that tested everything he had built, his heart, his drive, and his will to prove he belonged among the elite. For Cruz, it wasn't just about the belt or the fame. It was about showing the world that he could face the very best and refuse to crumble under the pressure.
Good here, belt line is good here, gentlemen. I gave you both instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times, listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen. You ready? You ready? Stop. Listen for the bell.
From the southpaw Davis.
Stop. No. Okay. Right here.
Yeah, you want to invest in the Cruz. You want to break Davis down. But Davis using the ring really well. Using the movement really well. Giving Cruz an opportunity to really let go of his punches.
All right, stop. Don't punch. I'm go, Tank.
He was training already, as you pointed out, for a 10-rounder in this council. They feel he should be prepared for this match.
Davis in the secondary. Titles at 145 pounds, and they begin round 6 by throwing heavy leather, and there's a sniper-like straight left hand by Davis, and a right hand by Cruz.
That's the shortest right hand I've seen Cruz fight in land ever. He's always around.
go, Tank. Let him go. All right, stop. Nope.
As a result, he's limiting his own punching and limiting Cruz's punching to one shot at a time. But which shots are more effective shots? I think Davis's left hand has been the more effective punch.
You're good.
Effective punches, and there is no better than Cruz.
Work out of that, guys. Work out of it.
Bringing the fight to Gervonta Tank Davis in round 7.
Cruz is committed to this fight. You gotta give him credit for knowing what to bring out of his game.
Isaac, what?
Showcase a really outstanding combinations of boxing skills, choosing his punches well, and icing on the cake for tonight will be just a knockout.
Let him go.
A moment ago, again by Cruz. He's landed 30 body punches. Now he's done the work there. Just is that enough to?
All right, stop. No punch. Let him go.
Final 30 seconds in the 8th.
Stop. Let him go.
And still,
even in the end, when the result didn't swing his way, Cruz left a mark that couldn't be erased. He had walked into the arena against one of boxing's brightest stars and refused to be intimidated and let anyone define his limits. Despite losing, he proved he was fearless and destined to remain a force that the lightweight division could never ignore. After a string of victories that had everyone talking, Cruz stepped into the ring against Angel Fierro, a bout that carried more than just a win or a loss. Fierro Fierro was a seasoned contender and a fighter who demanded respect in the division. But for Cruz, this was another stage to show the world the relentless warrior he had become. He brought the same bulldozing energy, non-stop pressure, and the fearless heart that had defined his rise. This fight wasn't just about rankings or belts. It was about proving that Cruz could stand toe-to-toe with anyone, absorb the weight of expectation, and produce a high-level performance.
You take a look at our tale of the bet for this one. There's some good value on the KO props on both sides of this fight. I have a bet on this one to go the distance at -115.
You both been given your instructions. Obey my command at all times, protect yourself at all times. Anything from here on up is good, from here on up is good. Touch gloves, good luck.
Alan Huggins, the referee, the latest chapter of Mexico versus Mexico, mano versus mano, about to be authored here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Issac Pitbull Cruz, Angel Fierro, fighting for the commemorative Aztec Warrior Championship. These two promise to display more heart than Le Jour de l'Amour coming up later this month. And here we go.
Buckle your seatbelts for this one. And already they're getting after it.
Where's that feeling out process, Abner?
Bends those knees, he gets in low. Speaking of Cruz.
See Cruz digging in deep with those left hands to the body. For as big as Fierro is, you see the height advantage, the nearly 7-inch reach advantage. We never expected that to be part of his game plan, and it's not.
42 of 77 punches, while Fierro, 24 of 78. So while they threw the same amount, it was Cruz doubling them up in connections.
Big left hook from Cruz there again.
Another left hook upstairs by Cruz.
And I was just going to say that in the last round, I like what Fierro did in the last second, which was counterpunch. And that's what he needs to do against Cruz. Use that jab and counterpunch. Wait for Cruz to make mistakes.
Almost
to open
half
up.
of Cruz's power connects were body punches. Cruz going upstairs, sweeping left hook, right hand, just stalking.
Yeah.
Midway through the second. Oh, punch by Cruz, and culminates that combination with a chopping right hand upstairs. Fierro, like Brian said, there's a right hand, but fewer and farther between here. There's a right uppercut by Fierro, able to escape off the ropes, but on his back foot. Fierro unable to sit down on his punches, unable to really get set because of that pressure.
And we question whether Fierro would use that reach advantage. Cruz is not even giving him a chance to by crowding him with those short hooks inside. Oh, big right hand from Fierro.
Yes, Fierro comes back. And there lands another right, and there we go, toe-to-toe what the fans expected.
Yeah, he does. He's the smaller guy, always leading with the head.
Cruz, and right now, hanging tough with him here in the fourth frame.
Well, it's hard to compare Fierro.
Wow!
It's hard to compare Fierro to a Hall of Famer like Morales, but one thing about Eric Morales, when you hit him, he wanted to get that receipt back right away. You're seeing that same spirit out of Fierro.
Yeah, we are definitely. When Guerrero would hit him, he'll come back with a combination of his own. And that's what we're seeing tonight against these two fighters.
To the body, Fierro goes upstairs with a combination.
Fierro certainly working his way back into the fight. He's got the respect of Cruz. And this is becoming the mano-a-mano fight we all signed up for coming in.
Counter right hand just misses for Fierro. Leads with the right hook and scores upstairs. There's a clipping right hand by Cruz. Cruz just 25 years old. Fierro just 26 yet to enter their physical primes, but at the lower weights, we know those primes don't last long.
Especially when someone like Pitbull turning pro at age 16.
Really well so far.
You know what? If you land 40% of your power punches, it's a good night at the office. If you land 50%, it's a great night. Cruz is landing 53% of his power punches. A sensational night thus far for the diminutive Dynamo. And our unofficial score, Larry Hazard has Fierro trailing by 3 points on his scorecard. He gave Cruz the first 2 rounds. Fierro coming on.
Yeah, exactly. Coming on as far as putting pressure now in this round, Fierro, despite him taking punches.
Interesting, though, Fierro told us this week he feels like Pitbull overlooked him. You know, there were rumors that Pitbull was in talks of a possible Ryan Garcia fight, and he felt he'd been overlooked, and he's fighting that way up to this point.
It's a good personal, he said.
These two are certainly doing that, and then some at this point.
Wow, great body work. Great fight. Two Mexican warriors going at it, toe-to-toe. Fierro, Cruz. Great body work from Cruz right there.
If you notice, every time Cruz lands a big hook, you get a three-punch combination immediately after from Fierro. You have to wonder how the judges are going to be scoring these exchanges.
Plenty of comments, I'm sure, are being made online about this fight, however, because Cruz and Fierro have already crashed. They've combined to throw over 1,000 punches, and we have yet to hit round 9. Oh, the left hook lands for Cruz. And of course, in boxing, every round scored individually. 10-point must system. There's a right hook that lands upstairs for Cruz. We are watching them try to steal each other's souls in this scintillating scrap. Wow, lead left hook by Cruz catches Fierro on the chin.
Whether or not Fierro can ultimately pull off this upset, from the very beginning when this fight was announced, he's acted like he belongs in this ring across from Cruz.
We've talked about thrilling trilogies, Mexico versus Mexico. We could be seeing another one begin right here tonight.
I wouldn't mind watching it again. Let's get a rematch. Let's see how it ends.
Give and take. Big left hand.
Big left hand and the big right hand by Cruz. And now again, just standing in front of each other, swinging with bad intentions. Oh, he gets clipped, but still standing. Let's listen to this crowd. Coming up on the final 3 minutes of what has definitely lived up to the hype. Hype, can you say Fight of the Year candidate? I knew you could.
Fierro still leaving that right hand down on the exchanges.
And Fierro is coming on in the second half of this fight, guys. He is now unofficially ahead on Larry Hazard's scorecard.
Let's see, Amber. He's closing this fight. He's closing this round. My God, what a fight.
High drama as anticipated.
Look at this. Look at this.
A visceral display of courage, skill, and determination that defines the essence of not only Mexican boxing, but boxing, period. Full stop. Viva Mexico! Viva Issac Cruz and Angel Fierro!
All three in favor of the winner, truly deserving the WBC Aztec Warrior belt, Issac Pitbull Cruz.
By the final bell, Cruz had done more than just win. He had stamped his authority on the fight with his relentless pressure and a fearless heart. Every punch and every moment in the ring reinforced that he wasn't just a rising star. He was a force to be reckoned with. With this victory, he proved he belonged among the elite, a warrior who could dominate, defy expectations, and continue carving his path toward the very top of the lightweight division. And he proved it once again against Omar Salcido. In July 2025, Cruz faced Omar Salcido for the vacant WBC interim super lightweight title. Salcido was a fighter known for his grit and experience in the ring. He was no pushover, and in fact a contender who could test anyone with his skill and durability. But Cruz brought the fearless drive that had defined his rise. This was a matchup that excited fans, and it surely delivered.
Next year, we got probably one of the most popular fighters out of Mexico, Issac Pitbull Cruz, who's taking on Omar Salcido.
Salcido was scheduled to fight Brian Gallegos in a scheduled 8-rounder. When Angel Fierro suffered that health scare while attempting to make weight, Salcido jumped on the opportunity to take...
instructions in the dressing room, so you know exactly what I expect. A clean championship fight, obey my commands, and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
In these sensitive times where words mean something, what I meant to say or allude to was Jimmy Lennon Jr.'s nickname is the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr., so I was not disparaging the rapper Charro Loco. I was giving him credit, but the man is as classy as they come, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. All right, two men who dream of getting into the Hall of Fame someday. Issac Cruz, the Pitbull, comes out and does what the Pitbull does. Attack.
He gets after it right away, going to the body, figuring out how tough Salcido's going to be in front of him.
Yeah, when they asked him, are you concerned about the new opponent, Omar Salcido? You didn't get ready for his style. Listen, I'm ready. And he fights anyone, anytime, and he fights the same way. I'm loving Pitbull right now.
Salcido saw it as an opportunity. Fighter out of it, Hermosillo Sonora says, this may not come around again. I have to take my shot.
I mean, look at Manny Pacquiao's story. You mentioned it. Came out of vacation and
movement. Don't stay still. Don't stay stationary, because that overhand right that just missed right now by Cruz will land.
That's right to the body.
Pitbull questioned the professionalism, the balls, if you will, of Fierro.
Yeah, absolutely, because he believes that it was an intentional missing weight. And he says, you know what, if you don't want to fight me, just say you don't want to fight me. That's okay, I'll find somebody else, but don't pull this stunt. He's upset at Robert Garcia, who may not have much to do with the lack of weight loss from his fighter. But look, I saw him at the press conference on Thursday. Oh, nice shot. And I said, how's he going to make weight? And he didn't. He couldn't. Take that. Will it be Manny Pacquiao or will it be Mario Barrios defeating a legend in our main event? Right now, it's Issac Cruz landing big, powerful shots like that overhand right on late substitute Omar Salcido, who was scheduled to fight on this card as an 8-rounder, and now he's in against a buzzsaw with no compassion.
He even got me, Cruz, when I say that. I was looking at that shot, and I thought he was going to throw a body shot, and he came on top. He fooled me as well. So good shot that Salcido took to the head.
You can really see up close the strength in Pitbull's legs. He may be diminutive in size, but he is able to, as you see right there, shift and really load up on these power shots. Being a complete fighter is not just an inside brawler. He's a combination puncher. He can box like he showed against Tank Davis. There's a lot that Pitbull can do. Oh, by the way, a third-generation boxer when you consider his grandfather Memo Cruz was a featherweight in the late 1960s, scored wins over future world champions Pepino Cuevas, Alfredo Escalera, and his dad and trainer Issac Sr.
That body shot just hurt.
He fought the likes of Vernon Forrest, so a boxing family. Maybe, just maybe, Issac on his way to being the best of the three.
Yeah, what helps Cruz a lot is the fact that he's so small, he's got the tight guard, he always goes slow, and so it's hard to hit him. He can't.
And the warnings from Mark Nelson, the third man in the ring, for holding against Salcido.
Oh, he's starting to break it down now. He always finds success with the overhand right, because guess what? The opponent's going to try to get away.
You know, it's so easy to see why he's so beloved by the Mexican fan base. He doesn't talk a lot of trash. He doesn't try to boast. He's just solid, workmanlike, dangerous. You figure, and he was certainly game, but there's a new swagger and confidence even upgraded.
Right, uppercut there from Salcido. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm getting a bump.
I'm sure he is.
You know who I want to give us a bump of knowledge here? Who's that? Joe Goosen. Joe, as a trainer, would you be happy with what you've seen so far from Issac Cruz against the late replacement? A stern talking to is what we call that. And Pitbull says, you do the talking, I'll do the punching.
I was just going to say, you know what that means? He's not going to be able to hold, so guess what? He's about to take a beating.
Against him, but instead, he's got to continue fighting 6 more minutes. And Admiral, I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but psychologically you come in with one plan, one preparation, How big a difference are these last 6 minutes?
Oh, you know what? When I get ready for a certain amount of rounds, obviously 12 rounds, you get ready for 12 rounds, but you go 14 rounds sometimes as part sessions because you know that there are going to be fights where they're going to push you to the limit. And I think Salcido, yeah, he trained for an 8-round fight, but he is ready for a 10-round fight, especially because he hasn't thrown much in this fight. So he's got the energy.
Body work from Pitbull.
Just brutal body work with these lead left hooks.
He was pissed wild in the last combination. He's not doing what the corner told him. Straight to the body, straight punches, feints. We're not seeing that.
Ooh, nice left hook there from Issac Cruz.
Box out of there.
Look, I know Salcido lost to Andy Cruz and Jose Nunez, but he's got a beard on him. He can take a shot. He's durable. But, oh, that's a snapping left hook right on the chin that Salcido took from Pitbull.
Any variety of the left hand from Pitbull has been landing flush, one after another.
Pitbull just leaned in so much that if Salcido Smarty picks him up with the uppercut, anything is possible.
Yeah, even Cruz is tired right now at this point.
Left hook again from Issac Cruz. Salcido needs to bite down when the Pitbull goes to work because El Perro de Casa, the Pitbull, is ready to put in some work here.
So if I were Cruz, I would like, no, don't take the point out.
Vicious overhand right. It's been the left that's been doing damage this round. And now he has to hold on and take the knockdown. Put his glove on the canvas.
I feel like this fight could be stopped.
When there's 17 seconds, you got to give this kid a chance to finish on his feet. And he needs to move out of the way and just survive, but he's got to turn hard. Credit to Omar Salcido for standing up to Issac Cruz, and credit to Issac Cruz for saying, you put whoever you want in front of me, and I am going to take them out.
All three in favor of the winner, and he is now the WBC Interim Super Lightweight Champion, Issac Pitbull Cruz.
By the final bell, Cruz had done more than just win. He had stamped his authority on the fight with his relentless pressure and a fearless heart. Every punch and every moment in the ring reinforced that he wasn't just a rising star. He was a force to be reckoned with. With this victory, he proved he belonged among the elite, a warrior who could dominate, defy expectations, and continue carving his path toward the very top of the lightweight division. And he proved it once again against Omar Salcido. In July 2025, Cruz faced Omar Salcido for the vacant WBC Interim Super Lightweight title. Salcido was a fighter known for his grit and experience in the ring. He was no pushover, and in fact a contender who could test anyone with his skill and durability. But Cruz brought the fearless drive that had defined his rise. This was a matchup that excited fans, and it surely delivered.